Dear students, earnestly wishing you all the best and expecting a marvelous, safe, and sound health mentality, I am welcoming you to my lecture delivered through slideshows. Please have a patient look. First of all, we see the logo of Mujib Shotoborsho, then New Government Degree College Rajshahi. First of all, then I should give my introduction. This is Muhammad Alauddin, Assistant Professor in English, New Government Degree College, Rajshahi. This class is for HSC and topic paragraph writing skill. Dear students, before going to the direct discussion through slideshows, I honestly, I'm honestly telling you that you should be more careful and you should be more attentive to my slideshow so that you can understand my lecture uh, well. Please have a patient look on the slideshow. Today, first of all, I have told you that I am going to discuss how a good paragraph we can write. And to write a good paragraph, well-knit paragraph, well-organized paragraph, we have to follow some rules and regulations, some techniques, some ways, some methods. And today I will discuss those methods. But these are not the general paragraph, which you always or usually read or study through some guides or books generally found in the market. This is exceptional discussion, and I think it will be uh, it will come to a great use to you if you take it seriously and if you understand my lecture. So have a patient look. A paragraph is a unified piece of prose. It may be independent and complete in itself or form a part of a bigger composition. In either case, it is a group of several sentences dealing with one main idea. In other words, all the sentences in a paragraph should be about the same subject to form unity. So here students, dear students, you see that unity is a must about the same subject. There is no hard and fast rule as to the length of a paragraph. It may consist of only one or two sentences, or it may sometimes be long enough to contain 15 to 20 sentences. However, an ideal paragraph should have as many sentences in the minimum as are necessary to mark a beginning, a middle, and an end. Length does not matter. That means you have to express your ideas um, through some sentences. The number of sentences may be one or two or more. That means if you systematically arrange those sentences, then that will be better. And in that case, length does not matter. That means generally our students think that we have to write only at least one or one and a half or two pages for a paragraph of 10 marks or 15 marks or 8 marks. That doesn't matter. Systematically, you have to write, and if your writing is well knit, and if the writing is about the same subject, and if there is a unity, then that will be better. You have to keep in your mind the main idea, whatever you are going to discuss, whatever you are going to focus, highlight. Then, and in that case, that paragraph will be better than others. So be careful. So never mind about the length of your paragraph. The structure of a paragraph. The structure of a paragraph is like that of an essay. That means it also contains an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. The reference is that the role of a paragraph in an essay is played by a sentence in a paragraph. Instead of having an introductory paragraph, a paragraph has an introductory sentence to introduce the main idea, where the body of an essay is formed by a number of paragraphs. The body of a paragraph is formed by a number of supporting sentences. Similarly, like the concluding paragraph of an essay, a paragraph has a concluding sentence. It may be said that a paragraph is an essay in microcosm. So you understand easily that a paragraph must follow some systems, some rules. This is a smaller part of a composition of an essay. At the time of writing, that means when you will write your paragraph, you have to remember that the first line of your paragraph should be indentate. Indentate, this is new word, and I have explained this word in the later sentence. That is, you should start your first line further from the margin than the others. That means you know that there are two styles: British style and American style, and this is called British style. When you write an essay, each of your paragraphs should be started on a new line. Remember, indentation is compulsory. Indentation, this is the noun form of the verb indentate. It is important to note that the paragraph you write should express your ideas logically and consistently. That means your ideas should not be illogical and should not be inconsistent. You should express your ideas, of course, logically and definitely consistently. Therefore, the sentences in it should not just be unrelated parts. That means all should be related parts. They should all be connected with one another to make your writing logical and coherent. That means there must have a connection between the sentences. You should also be aware of the fact that all the sentences in the paragraph do not have the same function. Some introduce the main idea, some develop or support that idea, and some of them bring that idea to a close. That means all the sentences of a paragraph should not have the same message or same function. Some sentences will function to express or to introduce the main idea. Some sentences will function. Some sentences will help to develop, will help develop or support that main idea, and some of them bring that idea to a conclusion or to an end. The sentence which contains the main idea is called the topic sentence. That means this is the another name of topic sentence is title sentence, the topmost sentence, the focusing or highlighting sentence. Then the sentences which support the main idea stated in the topic sentence are generally known as developers, and the one concluding the idea is called the terminator. That means another name is concluding sentence. That means you have to come to a conclusion with a concluding sentence. Besides these three main categories of sentences, you will find a context modulator in some paragraphs where the main idea is developed by two sets of associate ideas. To pass from one set to another, you need a context modulator to come between them. There are in all four types of sentences in a paragraph to serve four different purposes. So, dear students, you notice that means we have altogether four types of sentences in a paragraph, and these four types of sentences will serve four different purposes. To understand the basic characteristics of the paragraph, look at the following groups of sentences. Number A. Mr. Rahman is a renowned professor. Last year, he was seriously ill. He has a nice garden in front of his house. His son has married a beautiful girl. Her father is a great scholar. Mrs. Rahman is a very pious woman. She lost her parents a few years ago. Here you notice that the topic sentence is Mr. Rahman, is about Mr. Rahman, and he is a renowned professor. But later on, all the sentences are disconnected from the topic sentence. That means all the sentences are about other things, other affairs, not about Mr. Rahman. Let us see another group of sentences. Number B, Mr. Habib is a happy person now for several reasons. Notice the topic sentence, status sentence. For several reasons, Mr. Habib is a happy person. Firstly, this year he has made a lot of money from his business. This is about Mr. Habib. Secondly, he has completed the construction of his new house at Bonani. This is also about Mr. Habib. Thirdly, his wife has now recovered from her long illness. This is also about Mr. Habib. Fourthly, he has given all his daughters in marriage, and then his son also has got his expected job, not to mention anything else. These are the causes of his present happiness. So, dear students, you can easily make a difference between these two groups of sentences. The second group, that means group B, is a coherent sentence. In this group, there are the sentences are consistent. That means all the sentences are connected with each other. But in group A, all the sentences are not connected with each other. That means there is no connection. All are disconnected sentences. So you can easily understand which one is better. I think number B is better. And you have to write your paragraph just like number B. A careful reading of the groups of sentences above will certainly show that the sentences in the first group are all unrelated and hence they also fail to express any single idea. In this group, several ideas have just been put together without binding them up logically. As a result, it has not become a consistent piece of composition. In other words, this group of sentences does not make what we mean by a paragraph. So, can you easily understand? On the other hand, all the 7 sentences in the second group have been arranged logically and consistently. They are all bound together to deal with a single idea, namely Mr. Habib's happiness. None of the sentences expresses any different idea. As a complete piece of composition, this group of sentences has a beginning, a middle, and an end. The first sentence of the group marks the beginning by introducing the idea of Mr. Habib's happiness. The following 5 sentences then support that idea and thus constitute the body of the group. Finally, the 7th and last sentence of the group concludes the same idea and obviously marks the end of the composition. From this analysis, it becomes clear that the second group of sentences above is a unified piece of writing a paragraph. That means the second group, group number B, is the best one. And you have to follow this one. Points to remember. The students, there are some points you have to remember. You have to keep it in your memory so that you can easily understand how to write a paragraph, and you can easily write a paragraph following the techniques I am going to discuss. A paragraph is a group of sentences. Next point, it must have unity. Next point, it must deal with only one main idea, not more one idea. It must have a beginning, a middle, and an end. The first line of it should be indented. Vocabulary enrichment. That means there are some words unknown, maybe unknown to you. So this is my duty to make you understand all the word meanings. Coherent, clear and consistent. The meaning of the coherent. Then another word, composition. Composition means a piece of writing or music. Consistent means conforming to a regular pattern. Context modulator means something adjusting the change of ideas. Indentation means space left at the beginning of a line of writing. To mark means denote or signal. Microcosm means miniature representation. To recover from means become well. Renowned means famous. Structure means the way in which something is arranged. Terminator means which brings something to an end. Unified means which deals with one and the same subject. The topic sentence. A paragraph deals with one main idea, and the sentence which contains this central idea is called the topic sentence. That means the sentence which contains one main idea or central idea, that sentence is called topic sentence or title sentence, you may call it. The topic sentence in a paragraph is equivalent to the introduction, the thesis statement to an essay. It introduces the theme or topic of the entire paragraph. It is like a signpost which will lead you into the text that follows. In other words, it will contain a controlling idea to control or direct the rest of the paragraph. The whole of the paragraph is to be developed according to the plan made in the topic sentence. By clearly expressing the main idea, it helps the reader to follow the track with ease and comfort. It also helps the writer to be on the track. As for the position of the topic sentence, it may appear anywhere in the paragraph. You may find it right at the beginning or in the middle or at the end. Sometimes it may so happen that the topic sentence is not at all present. Instead of being written down, it remains then in the writer's mind. In most cases, it comes at the beginning of the paragraph. But you should bear in mind that in some kinds of paragraph, it is more effective to place the topic sentence at the end. Wherever it is placed, it must say what your paragraph is about. It must clearly express the central idea. It may either be general or specific. You should bear in mind that the topic sentence is an inviolable guide. The plan it gives should be strictly followed. Any departure from or violation of the plan will spoil your paragraph. Here is a topic sentence with its controlling idea. Smoking is harmful for 4 reasons. This is a topic sentence. Let us follow another sentences. If you analyze this topic sentence, you will see that the intended paragraph is about the harmfulness of smoking. That means harmfulness of smoking is the theme or main idea of the paragraph. In addition to the mention of the central idea, it also contains a controlling idea or plan. This topic sentence suggests that the writer has made a plan to describe 4 reasons why smoking is harmful. She or he is now a sort of bound to stick to this plan. If she or he incorporates anything else in the paragraph, all her or his effort will be futile. The paragraph will be altogether bad. It is therefore obligatory for the writer to follow the plan stated in the topic sentence. The controlling idea in the topic sentence is generally expressed in noun phrases and adjectives. This noun phrase usually consists of determinants and nouns. Some noun phrases generally used are given below. Dear students, just for your benefit, just for your good purpose, for understanding, now I have written down some phrases for you. Some problems, those phrases, some problems, several advantages, these reasons, different methods, the following results, a number of ways, many amenities, 4 possible solutions, various effects. The controlling idea may also be expressed in such adjectives as harmful, useful, important, fortunate, necessary, suitable, unimportant, unfortunate, unnecessary, unsuitable. The main points. The topic sentence highlights the main idea of the paragraph. You must remember it in your memory. It must have a controlling idea to control or direct the rest of the paragraph. In most cases, the topic sentence appears at the beginning of the paragraph. That means in maximum cases, topic sentence topic sentence will stay just at the beginning of your paragraph, at the starting point of the paragraph. The plan of the topic sentence must be observed. Vocabulary enrichment. Just for your understanding, better understanding. Departure means going away, turning away or aside. Equivalent means equal in value. Futile means of no use, without result. To grasp means seize firmly with hands, understand with the mind, or it may be another function. It may have another function. That means in noun, power of understanding. Grasp means. To highlight means give prominence or importance to. To incorporate means make united in one body or group. Inviolable means that cannot be violated. Obligatory, which is required by rule or custom of the track. Of the track means away from the subject. To stick to means be faithful to. In each of the following pairs of sentences, one is a better topic sentence than the other. Say which one is better and why. Number A, in a group, number 1, physical exercise is very good for health. Number 2, I take physical exercise regularly. Which one is better, you think? I think physical exercise is very good for health. Group B, number 1, our liberation war ended in December 1971. Number 2, we fought for our liberation for 4 main reasons. I think here in this group B, number 2, that means we fought for our liberation for 4 reasons. This one is better. Group C, number 1, student politics is bad. Number 2, student politics has some obvious drawbacks. Here also in group C, the number 2 is the better topic sentence. Group D, number 1, Mr. Hogg was a great patriot. Number 2, Mr. Hogg will be remembered for his wonderful achievements. Here also, number 2 is the better topic sentence. In this way, you have to follow and you have to try to write down the best topic sentence for your paragraph. Then your paragraph will be excellent and you can expect excellent and good marks, your expected marks, which will help you your better result. Choose one topic sentence from the group below to fit into the following paragraph. This is just for you. You have to choose. That means how you understand, how much you have understood my lecture. You can justify yourself through choosing some of the topic sentences from the below discussion. Traveling by a public transport is risky. When you travel by a public transport, some of your bad habits should be restrained. You should be careful on a public transport. Our paragraph is, firstly, you should not smoke because smoking is harmful for the public health. Secondly, you should not litter the bus or train by dropping paper or skins of fruits. Thirdly, you should never speed on the public transport. You also should not speak loudly to disturb your fellow passengers. You should avoid these things when you use a public transport. So, dear student, which one is better out of the 3 topic sentences? I think group B, number B, when you travel by a public transport, some of your bad habits should be restrained. This one is better. And this is the best suited topic sentence for this paragraph. So in this way, you have to select your topic sentence. You must remember, you must be careful that before starting a paragraph, a topic sentence, a better or excellent topic sentence is a must. And this topic sentence will say what you are going to discuss. That means this is the heart of the paragraph. You have to understand it and you have to keep it in your memory while writing your paragraph. And then it will be it will be the best paragraph, and you can expect you can expect good marks from the examiners. Write a suitable topic sentence for the paragraph below. Paragraph is, you can go by bus. If you do not like the bus journey, you can go by train. If you can afford an expensive journey, you can also go by plane. These are the three possible routes for going to Dhaka from Rajshahi. So dear students, I think from the previous discussion, you can easily understand which one, how you can write a topic sentence, a suitable topic sentence for this paragraph. So can you imagine which one the topic sentence or what type of topic sentence may be best suited for this paragraph? So let us see the answer. Topic sentence. There are three possible routes for going to Dhaka from Rajshahi. I think this one is better. And you should try to write this type of topic sentence by yourself. And it is not possible overnight. It is not possible over a day. You have to try more and more. And you have to realize, you have to understand what is the message and what you are going to discuss, what you are going to express through your writings in your paragraph, through your sentences in your paragraph. And before that, you must select the topic sentence. First of all, this is your challenging. This is the first challenge you have to take to write a topic sentence. So dear students, I think you have understood what the message I have delivered for you. So that's all for today. Thanks a lot for staying with me, showing a deep attention and sharp enthusiasm to my discussion, delivered through some slides. Next time, in the later class, I will discuss another topics. That means this is not the only class on paragraph. I have another discussion on paragraph, and stay with me for the next lecture. Thanks a lot. And that's all for today. Thank you very much.